Alright, I may or may not have just played the channel intro twice. But anyways, we're starting right now, you guys. Alright. Here you go. Glitch. Everybody, so welcome to Slap Tap. I hope everybody's having a good time. We're going to talk some slap. Now, introduction. Slap or Tap is a slap fighting podcast, a variety in MMA and street fighting podcast, and combat sports in general podcast by me. Right now, I'm mostly doing slap fighting, and other related stuff is my link tree, disclaimer. The two varying races to watch Slap or Tap on YouTube, Rumble. You guys know this already. And in case you're new here and don't know much about slap fighting, I just realized I do not have the slideshow showing. Hang on. Continue with screen sharing. Alright, so there we are. Introduction, YouTube. In case you're new and don't know much about slap fighting, here's a slap fight eating KO here as an example. Alright, and on to this episode's topic. Power Slap 13's Aftermath. And Ilia Topuria knocking out Charles Oliveira and some bonus stuff at the end. Now, the first thing I want to talk about, Alan Kryptoni and Klingbeil his previously undefeated Season 3 star Luke Lethal Strike Simonds his first loss. You guys can hear me, right? You guys can hear me, right? You guys can hear me, right? Okay, so I'm just gonna assume that everything's working right. Anyways, notes about this match. So, controversy Klingbeil flinching. So, in this match, in the first round, what happens is Klingbeil flinches, right? But the thing is, instead, it leads to Simonds clubbing. But instead of Klingbeil getting called for the flinch, which is what caused the club, Simonds gets called for clubbing instead, and we see Luke get fouled while Allen doesn't have to take another hit even though he flinched. And yeah, but anyways, this fight was a good rematch for Klingbeil. It was an impressive win for him because as he previously lost their other match within decision, and to come back and get a KO win, TKO win in a dominant fashion where he dropped Simonds both times. Yeah, it's impressive. Although there is the flinch thing, I will have to point that out. The flinch controversy, I will point that out. But yeah, and anyways, this fight was the undefeated Season 3 fighter Luke Simonds' first loss since Luke Simonds seemed like the next seemed like an undefeated light heavyweight goat in the making. He seemed like the guy to challenge Wolverine and Vernon Cafty and Austin Turpin. He seemed like the guy to challenge them all undefeated for a while. And in this sport, most fighters usually get their first loss by like their second or third fight. This guy was going and what was his record before this? I think he had five fight win streak, wasn't it? 1, 2, 3, 4, or 4 fights. It was actually 4 fights. Yeah, he won four fights until he got his first loss. Lost just now. And also another thing, apparently as I found out via Instagram, and I could be wrong, this could have been for another fight, but apparently the loser of this match had to shave their whole hair. Like, all the hair on their head, they just had to shave it all off, so next time Luke Simonds fights, we're going to see bald Luke Simonds. Yeah, we're going to see bald Luke Simonds next time, apparently, because apparently loser of this fight has to shave their hair. So, yeah. Now, next up, we have Emmanuel No Love Muniz joining Robert Trillo and being one of the few fighters to win via intimidation since he scared Chris Thomas out of the fight and got him to pull out mid-fight. So about this match, Chris missed weight. So about this match, does right-clicking just automatically... Okay, I'm gonna get back to what the heck did I just... Hey, how do I full screen? Hang on 1 second. Okay, so right-clicking Google Slides skips the page and it also breaks the window for some reason. Right slideshow. So Chris Thomas missed weight 178. He came in 178, missed weight by 8 pounds. 7 pounds since in a non-title fight you can be 171, so it was actually 7 pounds. Muniz dropped Chris in the first round. Okay, smacking the spacebar also skipped slides. Oh, at least it didn't unfull screen at that time and show the entire presentation, which kind of spoiled everything. But all right, But anyway, right, since I accidentally showed the next 5 slides, including the Ilia Topuria one and the bonus one at the end. But anyways, Muniz dropped Muniz. Did I really write Muniz dropped Muniz in the Okay, so Muniz dropped Chris. Just imagine this says Chris and not Muniz. Muniz dropped Chris in the first round, and then he ate a club from Chris Thomas. Then the part that you probably want me to talk about, Chris went to go to the referee and he said, my wrist hurts, and he didn't want to get hit again, since if you listen closely, you hear Isaiah Keone's he's the coach, and you hear the referees telling Chris, hey Chris, you gotta either A, go with your left hand and get hit again, or B, he just forfeit the match, and Chris chose to forfeit the match instead of using the left hand like how fighters like Wes Mena and John Davis and Pono Pau did when they had actual visual hand injuries and they had actual serious hand injuries. Like John Davis straight up dislocated or hyperextended his shoulder, still decided to keep on fighting, just use the left hand. Wes Mena, he broke his hand or injured his wrist, but he decided to just use his left hand. Pono Pau, his entire right hand was just broken when he tested the power cube and broke his hand, but he decided to just for the rest of the world to the title, he was going to use his left hand and entering world to the title. But Chris Thomas just pulls up all Teague and, Muniz wins by TKO. I think it was a defensive TKO, like when they're a little scared Paul Teague, but yeah. And anyways, now, I don't want to sound crazy when I say this, but I heard what Muniz said about him thinking Chris chickened out, and I will have to admit, I kind of do agree with Muniz on that one, that they kind of look like Chris chickened out there. Misses weight, gets dropped in the first round, clubs Muniz, and if he won another round with Muniz, it probably would not go well for Chris. It kind of does look like chicken out there. I'm not out there. I'm just saying. Muniz might have been on to something. I have no indicator if my mic's working or not, so I'm just praying. Okay, my mic is working. All right, good. All right, but anyways, Muniz gained 1,000,000 aura points, and Chris lost 1,000,000 aura points. That's what this text underneath my webcam says. Next one, Anthony Blackburn gets an impressive 4th-round TKO against Aziel Rodriguez and defends the welterweight belt, and is the first one of any champ to defend the belt since, technically speaking here, and the reason why I say the first to defend the belt, despite the fact that technically he kind of already has had one, is because apparently Muniz versus Blackburn 2 wasn't for the belt due to Muniz missing weight by a decimal. So because of that, and also these are the most foggiest glasses of all time. Yeah, you guys don't realize it. You always see me wearing a mask, hat, and glasses. These glasses, I don't know what it is. These glasses always fog up. No matter what I do to them, they fog up no matter what. These glasses just fog up 24/7. Like right now, I put these on right now. I'm seeing 2 giant bubble clouds louds. Like, I put these on, like, I don't even have them on all the way. I can already see bubbles. These glasses just fog up way too easily. Alright, well, anyways, Anthony Blackburn gets an impressive fourth round TKO win against Aziel Rodriguez. As defends the belt. Blackburn showed his great accuracy in this fight and showcased his good chin as well. He was able to land good shots on Aziel Rodriguez. Was able to improve and adjust each round. Since each round you see him adjusting so he can land much better shots on Rodriguez. So eventually got the knockout blow on Rodriguez in the fourth round. And Rodriguez showed his ability to take hard accuracy, place slaps, and stand back up after getting long and go to fourth round Blackburn. We saw this in his fight against John Davis as well in their second fight. He improved from their first fight and managed to go 5 rounds with John Davis. Managed to get back up after getting wobbled and look like he's about to go down against John Davis. So yeah, and overall, this was a great fight between these two, an impressive win for Blackburn. Blackburn's already at 170 GOAT status right now, and he's looking very good ahead for the future of the sport. Like, for the future of the sport, Anthony Blackburn right now looks really good going forward. He has an impressive defense against Aziel Rodriguez, has wins against Emmanuel Muniz and KO Chris. Anthony Blackburn, from the looks of it, is probably going to be the welterweight champ for a really long time now. So yeah, it doesn't look like there's going to be many people trying to take the belt from him at the moment. Maybe one of the new guys from season 3 or 4 can get it. Maybe someone like the Mercenary could get the belt from him. Maybe Cole Young in a rematch could get the belt from him. I hear talk of Wesley Drain going down to 170 as well. Well, and a few other middleweights going 170. So who knows? But he's gonna keep that belt for a while. So yeah. Next up, we have Wolverine getting a DQ win against Russel steps Rivero after Rivero attempts to cheat and foul on purpose. So this entire fight was basically just the most messiest fight in all slap fighting history. Like, you got Rivero here, just basically just trying his best to cheat on purpose. You got him clubbing Wolverine, stepping, flinching, and the only foul he didn't do was an illegal wind-up foul, and that's it. But other than that, he was almost about to do every foul in all slap fighting. He did a heel lift on every slap, but it looks more like a step. And if it weren't for that extended heel lift rule they added at Power Slap 8, that would definitely be a stepping foul. He flinched every slap, though he only got 12 for flinching once, but he still flinched on the second slap, just that the refs didn't call it. Later, they didn't see it. Then in the third round, he proceeds to just do a club and a step on Wolverine. The same club step combo he used. Where he was like, just judo chop to the neck. Remember when he did that to AJ Hinch, when he was fighting Static at Power Slap 2? Then Rivero just out of nowhere, boom, judo chop to the neck, step right on AJ Hinch, knocked him out right away. Then he gets disqualified. Remember that? He did that same thing he did to AJ Hinch on Wolverine, just out of nowhere, where it does a club and a step on purpose in the third round. Except here comes the crazy part, and this is the part that made basically everyone just lose all respect for Rivero. After purposely fouling Wolverine, you wanna know what Rivero does? Rivero literally calls Wolverine a crybaby and just keeps making fun of him and starts smack talking him for not wanting to continue since Wolverine couldn't continue due to the foul Rivero landed on him being very severe. So Rivero just calls Wolverine a crybaby and starts taunting him afterwards because Wolverine was injured after Rivero fouled him on purpose. Yeah, that was the moment that made everyone lose all respect for Rivero. Like, come on, fouling someone is one thing. Like, yeah, there's a lot of people who do a lot of fouls in this sport. Fouls are kind of common in Power Slap, but I mean, fouling someone, then calling your opponent a crybaby just because they can't continue after you not only fouled them, but in Rivero's case, he was fouling Wolverine on purpose. Not only did you purposely foul him, you then are going to call him a crybaby just because he can't continue. And you like, what? What? So anyways, yeah, although, Wolverine did really good this match. He impressively took most of the fouls from Rivero and didn't even complain about Rivero's flinching. Yet Rivero still ended up just deciding to smack talk Wolverine after getting DQ'd. Wolverine was being nice to Rivero and wasn't even been pointing out most of his fouling that the refs weren't pointing out. And yet Rivero still ended up getting mad at Wolverine after getting disqualified. Rivero literally tried to cheat the entire fight, then proceeded to get mad when he gets disqualified. Now, on to the next thing. Ilia Topuria KOs Charles Oliveira in the first round. See what I did there? See what I did there, chat? Everybody, see what I did there? Look in the top. See that? Look where my mouse is at. Now, look at the slap fighting stuff. See what I did there? Slap, tap. Alright, but anyways, Ilia Topuria KOs Charles Oliveira in the first round. Notes about this match. Ilia Topuria adds another to the list of well-loved fighters who he brutally knocked out. Ilia Topuria is now the lightweight champion in the UFC. Ilia Topuria, after this, became #1 pound for pound on the official UFC pound for pound rankings. And just like that, Charles Oliveira is now on the list of the many well-loved UFC fighters who met at their end at Ilia Topuria's right hand and in his left hand. And he's now a beloved UFC fighter, got KO'd by Ilia Topuria. Yeah. Although, one thing I want to see is this. This could easily pave the way for Topuria versus Makhachev in the future, but we all want to see Ilia versus Patty right now. And even those of you guys who say you don't want to see it, want to see that, since considering the fact that for some reason everyone wants to see Ilia versus Patty or a rivalry. Although, Armin and Justin are both deserving of title shot. Shots are both people who should be getting title shots over Patty. The thing is, keep in mind, this is the UFC. We all know how much they love big name fighters and big name events. You saw Sean O'Malley and Israel Adesanya getting title shots for no reason against guys like Dricus Duplessis and also against Merab Divish Ali just because they were big names. You see guys like Colby Covington apparently getting gifted title shots. Get the title shot is something in here. So I mean, at the same time, we should kind of expect that to come. Not saying that it would happen. I'm just saying we should expect that. Like we know the UFC at this point they will give Patty Pimblett a fight against Ilia Topuria if they want to. If they want to do it because they see a lot of money in it and because they see a lot of viewership in it, they will 100% do it. Right? Armin and Justin Gaethje are both deserving of title shots. Now on to the next thing. Ang Pono the Hawaiian Assassin Pal. He TKO's James Siekmann in the third round. I mean, in the first. Alright, on to the next thing. James. Okay, so I'm just gonna. Okay, I'm gonna just read the notes, alright? Right? I don't know why I can't pronounce that. So, notes about this match. James Siekmann was noticeably small in this match. He weighed in at 218, while Pal was 263. And I think this was due to a weight loss and a sickness he had, because I remember James Siekmann made some posts saying he was losing weight for some reason, and then I remember he had an intestine infection or some type of intestine disease, which was why he couldn't fight Aaron Turner at 12. He had some type of like infection or something in his stomach, which prevented him from fighting and also caused him to lose a lot of his weight. Though luckily he's better now, I think, though, which is a good thing. It's a good thing he's better now, though. So, yeah. And anyway, Siekmann flinched in the first round, but he got dropped with a flinch. Then he had to take another slap, and that was the slap that TKO'd him. Although later that night, Siekmann got into a fight at a casino, with another crazy flinching guy who drew against Dumpling, which that leads into our bonus topic. The crazy Hawaiian and Iron Chin spotted fighting outside a casino. Credit Slap News and exclusive MMA. Okay, so anyways, these two fought each other outside a casino. Yeah, this was something crazy that happened. As you can see in the video, like the crazy Hawaiian pulls up on Iron Shit, or I don't know who's pulling up on who, but apparently the crazy Hawaiian. Oh wait, they ran into each other. Okay, so apparently they just ran into each other at a casino, and then they just yeah. Well, moral of the story, kids: don't beef with people online, or else you're gonna get smacked in the face at a casino and smacked in the belly at a casino. Because I don't know why the crazies' first instinct is smack them in the belly, and then Siekmann decides to throw a slap. So yeah. But anyways, that leads us into our next topic: Power Slap 15 main event. Do Crazy Hawaiian versus Untitled? Nah, I'm just kidding. And then, all right, but anyways, next topic. Speaking of Hawaiian, and the Hawaiian hitman robbing Dumpling. So, no. Oh, during Dumpling versus the Hawaiian hitman, there was a whole controversy of the Hawaiian hitman robbing Dumpling, which I will admit, I can see why, mainly because he kind of did rob Dumpling. He did 2 clubs, but only one was called. There was the club where his eye was bleeding. Wasn't his eye swollen on one, one? But yeah, yeah. And although the fight does seem close, Dumpling seems to be landing more accurate, better strike. Right. So, though, my personal opinion, I think what they should have just done is this. This should have just been a draw and then a sudden death round or a win for Dumpling. It should have been like 48 points Dumpling, 46 points Hitman, and or that scorecard's not right. Right? Alright, but 47-47 draw. That's what it should have been like. Like it and that's what it should have been. And oh wait, 48-46 is right. Right, yeah. Yeah, but that's what it should have been. And or 47-47 draw, which there actually was one judge on the revealed scorecards for this who actually did score at 47-47. And so yeah, although most likely they're probably just gonna give Dumpling a rematch. Like they did the same thing last time. He lost against the Crazy Lion, got a rematch at 11. Although that was actually a draw, not a loss. It's still a rematch at 11. And I mean, Isaiah Keones is getting a rematch against Brandon Bordeaux, despite getting knocked out against Bordeaux. And technically, this isn't a rematch. This is more a trio or a trilogy fight because as they already had a rematch, and Keones got knocked out in the first round of the rematch. He got dropped and wobbled in their first fight, and Bordeaux owes 8-1 strike. Then he got dropped, but due to an early stoppage from Jason Herzog, the referee, Bordeaux didn't get to continue. So yeah, and that was always gonna add the rematch because of the early stoppage. So I don't know why they're doing a trilogy fight, like just lazy matchmaking, I guess, because Keones does not need to be fighting Bordeaux right now. Like, he needs to fight someone else before he fights Bordeaux again. Keones is probably gonna end her trilogy fight. I guarantee you, Bordeaux is gonna knock Keones out the second it's his turn. 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 Win, lose, coin toss. If Bordeaux wins a coin toss, then that's the last we're gonna see of Keones, because Bordeaux is gonna knock him out in the first round. If if Keones wins the coin toss, he's probably gonna slap Bordeaux, and then Bordeaux now how the referee's knowing not to call an early stoppage, and he's also going to take more time on recovery. So if he does get dropped, he's going to take his time to recover, then get back up, and then knock out Keones, or he's going to eat the slap from Keones. Or Keones might misplace the first slap because sometimes he doesn't really place as good as the first slap, or most of the time his first slap isn't really as powerful as the second or third one. So Bordeaux eats that slap from Keones, and then just KOs him. Just KOs him. Last we ever see of Keones. Hey, so you're just gonna hear Bordeaux be like, right on one, and then yeah, that's the last we're gonna ever see of Keones. Nays and title shot shots. And they're also doing Trillo versus McGregor too for some reason. Instead of any other lightweight fights. But yeah. Anyways, on to the next one. Bryce Just Hands Jones gets a DQ win against and Zakir, I don't. Okay, look, I don't know how to pronounce his name. I don't know how to spell his name. I can never remember his name. I just call him Zakir because everyone calls him Zakir. So I'm just gonna call him Zakir. Here, all right. He's not getting a last name. Just fill in the blanks because I cannot pronounce that last name. All right, and I can't spell it either. So, notes about this match. Bryce Jones returns the. Bryce Jones return. Never mind. I thought I misspelled something in there. Bryce Jones returned fight after winning season 3 and not having any fights since for a while. Power Slam finally gave everyone what we wanted. Let's see some of the season 3 fighters who haven't gotten live fights yet have fights now. Yay! We got Bryce Jones fighting, and we're probably gonna have a few other season 3 guys who haven't gotten fights for some reason fight. I know Blake Howard got fight. I mean, he left for some reason. I don't know what happened with Blake Howard either. I think he just left. I don't know what happened with him. I think he left out of his own will because I do not know what happened with Blake Howard. All I know, is he's on Slap Fight Championship now, and he got knocked out in his first match on there. I do not know why he was on Slap Fight Championship. All I know is that he's no longer with Power Slap. I don't know why he's not with Power Slap anymore. I just know he's on Slap Fight Championship now. That's all I know about Blake Howard. He's on Slap Fight Championship. Anyway, what happened is this. Zakir ended up loving Jones in the first round, which everyone kind of expected that one coming. And he had some feet movement that was probably a step. But he got DQ'd for clubbing though. So yeah, there's not really much I can say about this match. I mean, Zakir's known for throwing palm strikes since he comes from one of those Eastern European leagues where they just palm strike people. He's like from one of those Eastern European slapfighting groups where they do their own palm strikes. Oh, and matter of fact, didn't he literally in his debut match palm strike his opponent? And I'm pretty sure Zakir literally in his debut match, first slap and power slap, palm striked his opponent, it dropped his opponent, and didn't the referee literally just straight up say, hey, don't palm strike people? He didn't say, don't hit him too low. He didn't say, hey, don't hit him too high. He didn't say, hey, you're leading too much to the palm. No, he straight up said, don't palm strike or don't palm punch people. The referee literally said, don't palm punch people. Oh. But anyways, yeah, there's that. Anyways, Hollywood Haley J. She has an impressive debut in the women's division. She dropped her opponent. Apparently, she won via DQ. Wound. Okay, I think I'm a probably hire a professional language English writer to write my scripts now because apparently I don't know how to spell. But anyways, Hollywood Haley J. She dropped her opponent. Apparently, she won via DQ though. Oh, since her opponent did a foul after getting back up, and her opponent did 2 fouls, but they weren't DQ like she got knocked out. DQ, no, no. I mean, her opponent lost via DQ. Haley J won via DQ. There, Haley J won via DQ. Since apparently what happened was after she dropped her opponent got back up, and then her opponent threw another slap, but her opponent, the girl in the black jersey, she did 2 fouls in a row, so she got disqualified. But LEJ here though dominated, and she ended up getting the win. Abby Montana and Haley Jane and Sheena Bathory are the only lead 3 female fighters to have dropped an opponent with a clean strike. Also, this fight was taped on the early prelims, so all I have is clips posted and word, just word from some of the people there. So I don't really have much information on this. Like I've had multiple people tell me stuff, and I thought it was a TKO at first because I remember when I first heard of this, I heard power slap. It looked like they were calling it a TKO, and one person straight up told me it was a TKO, and another person said it was a TKO, and then I was later informed that Haley J, although she won via DQ actually. So yeah. But anyways, this was a dominating performance from her. Next up, Abby Monty has an impressive KO win about. So I put the clip of it in there because that was actually pretty good. So some notes about this. Her opponent is actually Chris Thomas's his sister, which is interesting thing because you don't really see many relatives of fighters in here other than like characters. Fighters such as the Crazy Hawaiian and Hawaiian Hitman. Like there's the Crazy Hawaiian and Hawaiian Hitman brother. There's Aziel Rodriguez and Esteban Severa, their uncle and nephew, and then there's now correct me if I'm wrong here, but Cole Young and Garrett Blakesley. I remember finding out that they're apparently related. Garrett Blakesley and Cole Young, I think they're brother-in-laws or uncle-in-law or nephew-in-law. I don't know how they are. I just know they're related. I remember on Power Slap's website and Garrett Blakesley's "Why Did He Want to Become a Slap Fighter" thing. It says that he knew that him and Cole Young were some form of relatives. So that's all I know. Cole Young and Garrett Blakesley are related in some way. There's some form of in-law or they're cousins or something. I don't know what they are. I just know they're related, or at least the website says they're related. So that's not on me. Blame it on Power Slap, not on me. I did not. I'd say they were related. Power Slap said that, so I'm just repeating what they said. So yeah, and now you have Chris Thomas and Jackie Thomas, whatever brothers, sisters, or relatives fighting Power Slap. Let's see what else. I'm trying to think. I can't think of any in particular, but yeah, those are some fighters who are. Oh, Pono Pao and Klein Kankoa. Yeah, those are relatives, and what else? What else? Brian the Dang. Jules Scott and Evian Scott have the same last name, so I mean, I don't know if they're related, but I know they have the same last name, so I mean, there's a chance. But anyways, yeah, Abby Monte. I don't know how to pronounce that. Monte. I guess. She KO'd Jackie Thomas. She's also the only woman other than Sheena Bathory to KO women in Power Slap. And Abby Montana and Holly J and Sheena Bathory are the only three female fighters who have dropped an opponent with a clean strike. Now to next up. Start Marshall gets a KO win in his debut. Now this KO clip is going viral everywhere. It was a good KO from him, although he won the coin toss and is in the first round, so we didn't see his shin get tested. Though, so we don't know his ability to take slaps. And same thing goes for Abby Montana. So yeah. But the thing is, still is an impressive good slap KO. And also that Amir Nuruddin Hulk Hogan look that he has is actually extremely cool and extremely funny at the same time. He needs to keep that no matter what. He can never get rid of that. He has to keep that all the time. And as for the rest of the stuff, so Esteban Prince Zebre won against Mirza via decision after a 3-round war. Christina Lerner has a good decision win over her opponent. That was actually a good women's match based on the clips. Juicy won against Sueli via decision. Michelle Brown got DQ'd against Dumpster in the second round. Reason for rediscussion, you can just read that yourself. Right? Bonus 2. Go follow me and my friend Nine Nibs everywhere you can. We're both on Rumble, and here's my link tree. In other news, and this comes to experimental stuff I was telling you about. So, Hypercan announces the new Infinicore guitar controller. It has mechanical frets and rock band style solo frets and Hall effect strum and Rammy bar in a multi-platform version for PC and PlayStation 3 through 5 and 4 and the Switch 2. It also Android, but I don't know who's plugging this up to their Android phone, but I guess you can use it on Android for Clone Heroes Forgotten Android version. And it also has an Xbox license version, which the Xbox version works on Xbox One and Xbox Series X and S due to having some type of special connectivity needing the Xbox version needing off. And also, CRKD guitar controllers are going to start shipping soon this month. So if you pre-ordered a CRKD guitar, I haven't pre-ordered one, but I will buy one when it's out. Although I'm probably just gonna wait till next year since the Anycore guitar is releasing in 2026 and it actually looks good. But anyways, that's it for this episode, you guys. Bye everybody. Remember, everybody, Power Slap 14 is on July 18th in New Orleans. It is airing live at 9 p.m. ET time and 6 p.m. PT time. I'm sorry for my stuttering this episode, and also for all the misspelled things. Anyways, Power Slap 14's main card fights are Damien the Bell versus Wes the Boom Meta Heavyweight Championship. Brandon the Butcher Bordeaux versus Isaiah Pretty Boy Quinones for the Middleweight Championship. Robert the Real Deal Trujillo versus Dakota the Maritime Menace McGregor for the Lightweight Championship. Vern the Mechanic Cafty versus Austin Turp Daddy Slim Turpin at catchweight 225. Ignore why there's a Robert Trujillo twice. I meant to put Vernon Cafty there. But anyways, that's it for this stream, guys. Bye. I can't play the outro because the Skibbity Toilet music is copyrighted on YouTube now. So, just bye.